Got
Dragon
some
Quest.
Dragon Quest 11.
Quest 11.
Dragon Quest 11.
Mm.
I love it. It's great.
Does that still feature a soundtrack by the Racist?
The French packaging.
Of course it
So-
does.
I don't
Yeah.
know. Does it?
Yeah, it does.
You know what?
They
Considering there are probably
changed.
hundreds of other people who worked on this who aren't racist,
Yeah.
who I'm also supporting with my purchase, I don't feel too
Mm.
bad about it.
Really. Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. Just saying. You're worse than Hitler.
Yep.
What?
I've been called worse by better.
I mean, worse than Hitler at Dragon Quest 11.
Yes.
Yeah.
Hitler was notoriously good at JRPGs.
Really?
Mhm.
I don't know. See, that's what they don't teach in the history books.
Well, you know,
That's your public school system failing
History
your
is-
children once again.
But now that it's
History
going
is-
out on the internet, that means it's true.
That means
history
it's
is
fine.
written by the winners. You know,
Wikipedia article is being updated as we speak.
that's
That's right.
that's what happens there.
Yeah.
How's it going?
Monster Boy.
Yeah. You like that game?
Just saying.
What do you like that game or something?
Mm-hmm.
Hello and welcome to episode 633 of the Player One Podcast for Tuesday, December 25th, 2018. I'm your host, Chris Johnston. With me, as always, from Canada, Mr. Greg Seward.
From in front of my Christmas tree.
Uh-huh. You're very Christmassy. You got, yeah.
You know, one of us has to be God, you guys. I
Yeah.
don't even know there's a season change.
My Christmas
by
tree
looking
is
at your
out in the
crappy
living
backgrounds.
room.
Mine,
You
mine
don't
too.
decorate the rest of your house? Like,
No.
Why would I decorate my bedroom?
why wouldn't you?
Because I don't want to take
Festive.
all that crap down. You know?
He's got his regular nerd celebration crap going on. Doesn't
Yeah.
need some kind of Christmas celebration.
I see
crap
now and then.
going on.
Hey, you know what? I see a Mario behind you, CJ, with a little Santa hat on.
You
look at
do.
that.
That's
so
true.
you're officially
That
better
is true.
than Phil at life.
I have
I also
one piece of Christmas.
I also
Yeah,
see a
decoration.
Pip Boy that is showing up behind you.
You
Mhm.
do?
Yeah.
You see a Pip Boy?
I was
Yeah.
over at CJ's best friend Mike's place today.
Yeah.
Saw the Xbox One X that CJ guilted him into buying to play.
Wow.
Crappy game.
Guilted nobody
Wow.
into buying anything.
You know what that Pip Boy says to me?
What's that?
Payola.
I'll have you know I bought that on Target clearance.
Clearance, of
It
course.
was like 18 or 19 bucks clearance
Mhm.
price.
Yeah.
The full price is 60.
We've
Jeez.
not
we've,
about
we've updated Mike's nickname to be CJ's poor best friend Mike.
Yeah.
Oh, because he had to buy the Xbox One X. Yeah.
Yep.
Jeez. Ugh.
All right. Well, hey, Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, whatever you're celebrating.
Did you not
hopefully-
introduce me?
Hopefully, you've got some days off. Oh, wait,
No,
Phil,
he
from the
introduced
great
the
state of
important
Washington. Phil Theobald, whatever.
Jerk.
The
Jeez.
he doesn't have any holiday decorations up. So,
I don't have.
How would you know it's Christmas?
Yeah.
You,
how would
you know
know?
what?
Phil, on the front lines of the war against Christmas.
Do they know it's Christmas after all?
Yeah.
You know, that's what I want people to say.
Wow,
Okay.
Mike, CJ's best friend Mike is in the chat saying, "Sure would be nice if CJ had played Fallout 76 in the past week. You know, the game
I
that cost
thought-
Mike like $700."
Hey,
I did,
he bought
I did play it a little bit last Sunday, so that counts.
he bought a
Mhm.
clearance Pip Boy statue. That's
Mhm.
That counts. That
that's
counts.
enough.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now
Isn't
does
the
that
Pip-Boy the thing that goes on your wrist? It's not the character. Isn't the
it's
thing
the
that goes on
character.
your wrist?
is
the
it what's the
Pip-Boy?
character's name?
Yeah, that's the character's
I
name.
don't know.
Is the character name Pip Boy too?
I didn't know. I'm
CJ, you're the
asking.
CJ, you're the one who plays this.
You're the
this
expert,
game.
CJ.
I don't know.
Is the character Pip Boy?
The character is Pip Boy, yeah.
Okay.
Are you
so
making
it's-
that up?
No.
Okay.
I feel like you're making it up.
I
How
might be-
buggy is the statue in relation to the game?
It's not buggy at all.
Like, did it crumble? Like, did it fall off
But
its base when
Like
you took
the
it out
game,
of
it
the
did get
box?
discounted heavily after launch.
Did that statue
Oh.
come in a luxurious canvas bag? Just
Just so you know,
No.
DJ,
But it was
to
well
question-
packaged. It was
to
very well
question your
packaged.
expertise. But the character's name is Vault Boy.
Okay, Vault Boy,
Ah.
fine.
Hip Boy goes around your
Fine.
arm.
Vault Boy.
Even I knew that.
No, you didn't. You had to look it up on the internet.
I knew his name wasn't Pip Boy.
I guess you
Vault
did.
Boy.
You're right.
So you have a Vault Boy
Vault Boy.
statue. How size-wise? How does
How does he
Vault
stack
Boy?
up to you?
How does Vault Boy compare to your Monitor statue?
Oh,
That's what you should be proudly displaying in the background
the
of your
Monitor
shop.
statue, I think, is larger than Pip Boy.
As well, he should be. But why is that not on your shelf back there?
I don't know.
Why can't we see him?
I
That's
took
more
that to
historic
work.
significance.
I took
so
that
of
to
course
work.
it's larger.
Is that
It's proudly
that's
displayed at work.
that's on your mantelpiece in the living room?
Mantle
Exactly.
place? What's a mantle place?
Mantle. That's the place where your mantle is above your fireplace. It's a
Mantelpiece?
It's a place. Mantelpiece, is that? Yeah, mantelpiece. Is that a word? Mantelpiece?
Yes, that is a word.
Is that a word? Is that a thing? Pip Boy, mantelpiece.
I don't know. I'm sick
Mantelplace.
this week, so
Welcome to our
cut me some
mantelplace.
slack.
Merry Yuletide.
Really
I'm
closing
not-
out 2018 with the bang.
I'm not well today.
Speaking of closing out 2018 with a bang,
There we go.
Bethesda is giving
Oh, there's
Fallout
actually been news this
76
week?
players
There we go. There it is.
a gift. They're giving
Oh.
them a gift.
Is it a canvas bag
A game
that
Works.
they
It's
sold
not a
them?
canvas bag. No. It's a gift of Fallout Classic,
Oh,
what? Like the old Interplay
the
game?
PC game. The
Hmm.
PC
Really?
game,
Yeah, it's pretty nice.
retail
That's like-
value
that's like
$1.99.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. $1.99.
How about them
And
give you 50
also-
Microsoft points?
If you happen to have a console and no PC, well,
Which is everybody.
which
Too
is
bad,
everyone,
just sad.
you get nothing.
I mean,
Yeah.
who's to say you'd have a PC that could run classic Fallout? I mean,
True.
You know.
Well,
yeah. Who's got the space on their hard drive? Am I right?
Oh, man. You know what? Fallout, the classic Fallout, original Fallout, is on Steam right now for $2.49.
so
Thanks,
retail
Bethesda.
value. What a gift! What a gift!
Don't break the bank or nothing there. We'd hate to
Just to gift
put you
each
out.
Yeah,
Merry Christmas. If you're listening to this on iTunes, you're starting off Christmas Day listening to us just our rancor over a free gift from Bethesda.
that's
Yeah.
right. Well, hey, there's another free holiday gift that I think you'll like even more. Insomniac Games
Heard of them?
has delivered the Raimi suit to Spider-Man,
Finally!
the video game.
That just
See, this is how sick I am. I can't even do the voice today.
Mm.
I can't
no.
even do the voice. My throat is full of phlegm, so it doesn't come out quite right.
Yeah, free
Both
download.
The voice and the phlegm.
So, enjoy
I-
that.
yeah,
I
that whole thing was ridiculous.
What whole thing?
what all the
What led to that suit being released?
nerds screaming about it.
Screaming about. Yeah.
Well, you know what? But you know what though? Did the obnoxious jerks screaming about "Give me the Raimi suit"? They couldn't have influenced that, right?
You don't think?
I don't think so. I mean, how long does it take to come up with a skin like that? I mean, that had to be in the works. for some time, right?
I don't know.
When did
but
the internet bitching start?
I don't know. Probably
Like,
the
the
day
day the
that
game was released?
Yeah.
the day the game came out. Yeah, well,
I mean,
they
but you
probably could've
figure, I mean,
started working on it then.
between the art assets coming up with that, and I'm sure there was a problem. I mean, having worked in licensed property game
Yeah.
space before, I've done it. I know you've done it,
I've
CJ.
done it, you know.
Yeah, Greg,
Mhm.
you've probably done that too, right?
yeah.
Oh yeah, with Robotech and
Mhm.
and all that. There's so much back and forth.
But at least it's Sony
Between-
Pictures.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but I mean, but
But
still,
still, you're
but
right. You're
still,
right.
you
There's
know,
a
I
back
mean,
and forth that had to have
that there was probably weeks of, here's the model. Oh no, we don't think this is quite right. Adjust this texture or whatnot.
Yeah.
I
I just think like even if it was in the works
Yeah.
before everything happened,
Right.
the fact that it's been released as its own sort of standalone free DLC,
Right.
just to me it feels like, hey, they threw a tantrum and got what they wanted.
Yeah, well, it's unfortunate timing. I sincerely believe that this was probably in the works for some
I would
time,
bet.
and I would not be surprised if they had originally set it up as some sort of freebie little holiday gift. But it is unfortunate timing because it does make it seem like throwing a bitch fit at developers
Yeah,
gets you what you want.
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
true.
But I don't know.
Hey, great new suit for Spider-Man.
I wish I
Spider-Man.
wasn't sick so I could go on a big Raimi rant right now. Trust me, it would have been hilarious, everyone.
It was going to be a Raimi rant followed by a coughing fit if he did
Oh,
it.
jeez.
No.
I am
Wow.
not well today. Happy holidays to me.
Indeed. I'll give you a good way to end out your year.
Okay.
Microsoft has put this little feature up on Xbox.com where you can check your Xbox One stats from 2018. You can
we saw CJ.
review what your most played game is. Like you can get like a top 5 list.
Yeah.
So I don't know if you guys have done this.
Yeah, I did it.
You did it.
Although I
What
couldn't
was it?
tell you what it was. I think it was honestly, I think it was Fortnite.
Oh, it was Fortnite.
Yeah, which means it wasn't me.
Right.
My most played game on Xbox this year was Crackdown.
Crackdown.
So
Very nice.
yep.
Yeah.
Remember, when I broke down and bought, because I haven't touched my 360 hasn't been hooked up in forever, years. And I finally broke down and bought the Xbox One when Crackdown became backwards compatible on it.
Yep.
The old Genesis game.
Oh no.
Man,
I could never get in. I could never get into the old Genesis
rough.
Crackdown. Yeah. But yeah, I played a fair amount of Crackdown. So
I apparently have 82 Microsoft points. What do those do?
Can you even use those anymore?
I don't know. I just noticed that on the website. I'm looking at the website to see if I can go run that thing again. But
yeah.
Anyway.
And
Interesting.
I played we had discussed this on Twitter.
Yeah.
CJ, but yeah, I played a whopping 5 hours.
5 olives.
5 olives.
5 hours
of your favorite game.
My favorite game, Sea of Thieves.
Sea of
Thieves. I didn't think you'd played at least even that much.
Oh no, I played.
Damn.
I played.
You gave it a try with some people who are not your podcast co-hosts.
No, I tried. I played it with some friends.
That hurts, you know.
I
mean,
words hurt.
But the words hurt.
Well,
They do.
I mean, it's great that you can tell yourself I'm joking.
Besides,
Happy
it was
holidays.
that purchased your copy of Sea of Thieves there.
Yeah.
So really, you're turning your back on the show.
Man, if only I could. If I was going to turn my back on the show, it would have been at like year 2. Gee whiz.
Feeling is mutual.
Yeah.
So yeah, I played. I got my stats off of Xbox.com, and it turns out I played a lot of Sea of Thieves.
Oh yeah.
In 2018, this is January through October.
Mm-hmm. And what was the timeage spent?
The time spent. Well, first of all, the
Too much.
beta, which came out in last January,
Okay.
and lasted. They ran it about every weekend up till March. 33 hours of that.
33 hours of the beta.
And that means every weekend they wiped everyone's progress, started over again.
Okay.
So 33 hours of that.
Okay.
And then a whopping 661 hours
661
of the retail game.
And that's just through October.
That's just through October.
So that's 694 hours.
Yes.
From January?
From January when the closed beta
January
began.
to October. Okay. So let's see. I'm going to divide that by 40.
I'm doing mine while you guys are having this inane
Yeah.
conversation.
I'm assuming I'm scratching 800 hours
That is
easily.
over. Well, I mean, just going off of your October total,
Yeah,
that is 4 months
that's a lot of game.
of a full-time job.
That's
over.
That's
That's 4.33 months.
Yeah. What can I say?
Working
I
a
like being a
40-hour
pirate.
week.
I like being a pirate. Yeah,
So you have a full-time job.
I do. That's right.
You have a full-time job. And for a quarter of a year, you held down a second full-time job
being a pirate.
playing
that's true.
Sea of Thieves.
Yeah.
When do you ever see your family?
That's
All the
I mean,
time.
I
All the
didn't want to be the one to say it.
All the
I'll
time.
say it.
I play Sea of Thieves with
I'm
Charlotte.
sitting here in judgment of you.
Okay.
I mean,
be in judgment.
again, this is your full-time job plus
I know. Yeah.
a second full-time job for I think I said a quarter of a year. That's incorrect. It's a third of a year.
It's a pretty good game. It's a pretty good game.
I mean, I've met your wife and kid. They're a pretty good family.
I know. Yeah, we got 2 cats now too.
Well,
2 little kittens.
I played.
Wow.
So I just looked at mine.
yeah.
The top play game on my list is Fortnite, 86 hours.
All right.
Man, how many winner chicken dinners did you get?
It's PUBG.
How many flosses did you make? Did you make a
there's
floss?
so much flossing.
Yeah.
So much.
That's your kid, right? Or kids.
The thing that I don't believe about this is that it tells me that I'm like in the top 3% of gamer score ranking in 2018. That doesn't feel right.
Yeah.
Or unless
Yeah.
absolutely nobody's playing their Xbox.
Yeah, I kind of wondered about that too.
Yeah.
Really, the stats seem weird.
I don't know. Well, I mean, we did all play that Avatar game, so.
Well, yeah,
2018.
long time ago.
At least I didn't play it in 2018. I don't know about you, but
Oh, that's all I've been playing in 2018.
Mm-hmm.
My most played game in 2018.
Hundreds of hours, clearly.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. So yeah, I think that makes Sea of Thieves the most I've played of any video game.
Jeez.
Pretty sure.
Jeez.
Rock Band.
yeah, you played a lot of
Probably-
Rock Band.
Probably
You did.
stretching that too.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
Man.
I know, right?
It's the most
When
depressing.
you see the
Christmas episode ever.
stats shown to you, see how many hours you spent.
Yeah.
Good times. All right. So we do a little of what you've been playing.
Oh my
Yeah,
goodness.
let's stop talking about this.
Yeah.
All right. Well, Phil,
Yeah.
why don't you tell us about what you have been playing?
Oh man, I haven't been playing much this way. Well, you know what? I have been playing a game this week, but I'm not allowed to talk about it because it's a work game. It's not a new work.
New Digimon's coming
Yeah,
out.
it's a game
Right.
that we released it at work recently. So I've been playing a lot of that,
Okay.
enjoying that quite a bit. That mysterious game that I won't mention. But let's go to the next game I've been
Did you
playing.
make it to the Legendary 5 yet?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Okay.
I cannot confirm or deny that. I picked up a couple games on Switch on the eShop this week.
Uh-huh.
I picked up, here's a game. It's a classic puzzle game. Puzzle
Mhm.
Bobble. Puzzle Bobble.
Puzzle Bobble, eh?
Did you ever play
I like
Puzzle Bobble?
Bobble.
You may know it.
That Bubble Bobble game?
You may know it by its American name, Bust a Move. The
Oh,
Ah.
the weird baby on the front.
with the creepy blood bubble spitting baby on the front.
Yeah.
Remember that? That was the
I do
PS
remember that. That was
PS1 and
Acclaim did
Saturn version. Yeah.
Yeah.
Or there's another one that had like a dude with his eyelids propped open with toothpicks or something like that.
that. Oh, I forgot about that
You
one.
remember that?
Yeah. Wow.
Remember that one? Yeah, they did not
Huh.
know how to market that game back in the 90s.
Yeah.
But no, Puzzle Bobble is of course the puzzle game spin-off of Bubble Bobble.
Mm-hmm.
And it's where you're aiming little catapults shooting multicolored bubbles up at bubbles, and I adore Puzzle Bobble.
Yeah.
I absolutely adore it. And the arcade version came out this past week on the eShop.
On the arcade archives.
Arcade. Actually, it's pronounced
archives.
Arcade Archives.
Okay.
CJ, don't be naive.
Sorry.
Yeah. No, Arcade Archives. It came out for like what, $8 or whatever, the standard. Arcade
That's a good
Archives
deal.
prices.
That's a good deal.
I love Puzzle Bobble. Yeah, so I picked that up. So I've been playing.
The week before was like Twinkle Star Sprites. That's a good game too.
I've never played that game. What is that? What is that game like?
It's like a shooter. It's a co-op, or it's like a versus shooter basically. Like it's vertically scrolling, and you have to it's sort of a mixture of shooter and puzzle game. I think you can even like send stuff over to the other side. I played it a long time ago. I think I have the import on PS1.
Oh, really?
But I really quite enjoy it.
Nice. Yeah. Okay, I'll look into that one as well.
Yeah.
You know what else I picked up?
What's that?
Another arcade archive. This time a classic Nintendo game.
Yeah.
Donkey Kong Jr.
I see.
Did you ever play? Donkey Kong Jr. came out this past week. Yeah.
Never liked Donkey Kong Jr.
Compatible with the flip grip.
Mm-hmm. Got mine this week actually.
Oh yeah,
nice.
And it's interesting when you it's almost like this Donkey Kong Jr. game was made for it. When you turn the game on for the first time.
Yeah,
it actually brings up a window saying, "Hey, you can play this game horizontally or vertically, like the old arcade game. Which one do you want?" And you actually get to choose right there, and it will set your preference for you right at boot up.
Nice.
So that's a good way to do it.
Yeah, it is a good way to do it, and I'm sure Jeremy Parrish is digging that feature just because it really kind of plays in.
He makes a couple bucks every time someone plays.
whenever you play in Tate mode.
Yeah,
he gets like 2 cents.
I believe it's pronounced Tate mode. Tater mode. That's what it is.
Tater mode.
Yeah.
Tater die.
Yeah. Tater die.
Tater die.
Tater die, dudes.
Now you say, Greg, you don't like Donkey Kong Jr.
No, never did.
Never. Not even back in the day.
No.
Really?
Love Donkey Kong.
Yeah. I like Junior a lot.
You know what? And your opinion, Greg, is not an unusual one.
No.
And I don't get it. I love Donkey Kong Jr. I've always loved it. Back in the 80s, the old arcade version, I played a ton of.
Same.
I played the crappy Atari 2600 port because that's all you had.
We all
back
played
in
the
day.
Atari 2600 ports of everything, right?
Well, that's also true.
That's what you could play.
Yeah, but
especially after they got real cheap.
Yeah.
What was the one? It was Donkey Kong 3 that has the bug spray thing.
Yeah, I couldn't.
That was the one that I don't care for.
Yeah, Donkey Kong 3 was the weird like shooter one.
I don't think I've ever played Donkey Kong 3.
Oh, really?
You're not missing anything.
I mean, you're not. It's not great. But I played him. Even back in the day. I don't know if it was just the arcades in my area or not. But not a lot of arcades around me had Donkey Kong 3, so it was rare that I played it even back then.
Yeah,
and even back then it was odd because it was a shooter. It was like you're fighting Galaga type bug alien things, and then you're shooting Donkey Kong in the butt with
the bum
with pesticide.
Okay,
because that's the point of the game. You're supposed to
Donkey Kong in the butt with pesticide.
Center of the screen, Donkey Kong's hanging down on a couple vines.
Where should I shoot him? The butt.
You shoot him right up the butt.
Yeah.
You know how Gradius, when you get to the boss, it yells out, "Shoot the core."
Yes, I do recall.
Donkey Kong 3, it starts off with "Shoot the bunghole," and that's what you got to do.
Okay. Yeah.
But no, I always liked DK Jr. It was colorful. I liked the
cereal was good too.
And what?
The cereal was
Donkey Kong Jr. I ate Donkey Kong Jr. cereal back in the
day. Me too.
I
It
had
doesn't
did
make
you,
you special. We all ate that crap.
Oh, did you eat Donkey Kong Jr. cereal?
Yes.
Okay, what was it like? What did it taste like?
Terrible.
That doesn't.
What? That stuff was
It's like
good.
Sugary cereal. What do you want?
That stuff's
I'm
good.
not going
It
to.
was fruit flavored.
I want to point out.
Yeah.
That it's more normal to not be able to remember how cereal from 40 years ago tasted.
I don't. Okay, first of all, it's like 35 years ago. Okay. And second of all, it tasted kind of like Tricks.
Tricks, yeah.
Kind of
What
like
were also
tastes
terrible.
Tricks?
Which were also
Donkey
terrible.
now Donkey Kong cereal, because there was a cereal based on the original Donkey Kong as well. That was just Captain Crunch.
Yeah, with the
'Cause
barrels.
It was supposed to be barrels. Yeah, the cereal bits were supposed to be barrels, and it tasted like Captain Crunch. Those cereals, as you might recall, as I might
Apparently
recall,
bad for you.
as you don't recall, but I certainly do because I'm an idiot savant when it comes to old novelty cereal.
Being
Yeah.
too kind to yourself, but keep going.
Well, okay, let's just say idiot.
There you go. Okay.
Those were made by the good folks at Ralston,
Oh, right.
who you may know better as dog food manufacturers.
Let me taste the
Ralston
chuckwagon.
Purina.
So
They make a fancy feast.
they certainly do. I ate plenty of Ralston novelty cereals. I had the Bill
So
and
did I.
Ted cereal back in the day.
Yeah.
There was a Gremlins cereal that they produced back in the
Mhm.
day. But anyway, so the Donkey Kong
They would,
Jr. game.
they would market any old inappropriate movie to children back then, wouldn't they?
Oh yeah.
Gremlins.
Gremlins
is
is
not something I would show my kids.
I saw that in the theater.
Oh, me too.
Yeah.
But not something I would show my kids.
I've shown my daughter Gremlins.
Yeah,
Oh my
Finn
God.
Watching
Finn
this
Finn has
Christmas movie.
watched
That
Finn has
movie's
watched Gremlins.
Frightening.
It's not
Finn-
that bad.
Finn loves it.
It's not that bad.
Charlotte loves
I-
it too. I think I told the story on this podcast a year or two ago.
Well,
Charlotte,
you've told us many stories about the inappropriate media.
that's true.
You've turned many of our episodes into evidence.
We've been watching National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation too.
Oh, there you go.
I showed my kids that movie.
Shitter was full.
Shitter's full.
Hallelujah. Holy shit. There it is.
Where's the Tylenol?
But Gremlins, yeah, I showed my daughter that. I think last was it 2017 Thanksgiving. Anyway, she loves it and asked Santa for a Gremlin,
Mhm.
and I thought she wanted a
Oh my
Mogwai.
God.
instead of
Mine.
the Gremlin. And then she opened it on Christmas morning and was like, "I wanted a Gremlin."
That was her-
green.
That was her anticipation moment.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah,
I didn't say
idiot.
Mogwai, Dad. I said a gremlin.
I said Gremlin. Don't you know the
Santa's
difference between
stupid.
Mogwais and Gremlins? God.
Get this Howie Mandel shit out of here. I only like Frank Welker.
Fucker.
Howie Mandel voiced Gizmo. Were you
Mhm.
aware of it?
Yeah, because Gizmo sounds exactly like Bobby.
He
He's
really
doing that
does.
one voice that he does.
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
Howie Mandel doing his one voice.
The one voice.
And the Gremlins are all Frank
Yeah.
Welker. The
Yeah, that doesn't
ever
surprise me. either.
talented Frank Welker.
Stripe. That's
God,
my Frank Walker.
That's
Amazing talent.
Wasn't good.
let's hear your Megatron there, CJ.
I can't.
Let's hear your Freddy from Scooby Doo.
I'm a little bit sick, so I can't do the voices.
That was my excuse. You can't use that.
Frank Welker's dead now, right?
Oh heavens,
No.
no!
Oh, who am I
No.
thinking of? Oh, I'm thinking of the guy who did Starscream.
You're thinking of Chris Latta,
Chris Latta. That's it.
who
yeah.
was Starscream. Yes.
Yeah.
You might also
Which is a
be
shame.
thinking about Abraham Lincoln, who is also dead.
No, I wasn't.
Really? But he's
What
also
voice- wait. I'm not familiar. What voices did he do?
he
Which,
was.
which gremlin was he?
Did you ever? Well, he was the gremlin, the electricity gremlin from Gremlins
Yeah.
2,
Oh
And his last film role was in Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure.
Yeah.
Mm.
where he played Bob Genghis Khan. So,
Mm-hmm.
wait, Christmas episode, man, we're going off the
Were
rails.
we
Yeah, I
talking
know.
about a gaming? Which
Yeah, we're
talking
talking
about
about-
the game you've been playing.
Talk about Donkey Kong Jr.,
and how terrible it is.
which I loved back in the day, and you know what? I still like it. Is it as good
Yeah.
as Donkey Kong? No.
No.
Do I still enjoy it though? Yeah, I do.
Now, Phil, let me ask you a question.
Oh boy, here we
That's a good
go.
question.
The answer, Chris.
What?
I'm flattered, but I'm married.
You know what? You know what?
What?
It's weird that you called him Chris.
That is weird.
We
Yeah.
don't call him Chris.
I
No, you
know.
don't.
Well, this was a serious moment.
I think this is the
CJ.
first time on the show that
Yeah.
I feel like
called
Chris
him
is
by my
reserved for
actual
pillow
name.
talk.
Yeah.
I'm not.
Yeah.
You know.
Gosh.
Speaking of Chris, did you know on the Resetera right now there's a thread entitled "Why Does Everyone Hate We Built This City?"
Oh, I did see that.
Did you
I haven't
post in
read
there?
it.
Did you
I
post
haven't-
your rant in there about how dare you?
I have not read it yet.
That's a great
Okay.
song.
That's
Yeah.
a great song.
So what's your question? What's your
My
question?
question is: so when Donkey Kong came out, the
Yes,
arcade
the original
archives,
arcade classic.
yes, there was
Loved it.
some commentary about the sound quality, like the sound
Mhm,
effects.
Oh, you mean like
Muffled
the
and
you
weird.
mean the arcade archive port?
Yes, the arcade.
Okay, I had taken myself back
This comes out of my salary.
to 1982.
Ow!
Was Donkey Kong 82?
I don't remember.
I don't
It
either.
was somewhere like that. Sure,
Yeah,
why
something
not?
like that.
82.
Okay, so there were sound issues with the original Donkey Kong.
Well, when it
Arcade
came out, there were
archives?
people saying no, it doesn't sound correct or whatever, and I just wondered how Donkey Kong Jr. fares in that department.
Well, it's got a heavily orchestrated dubstep score, which I don't think was the original.
Koichi Sugiyama.
I don't know who that is.
That's the Dragon Quest 11 competitor.
Oh, okay, that's that guy.
That's that
okay.
guy.
You
You
know
said
what?
heavily orchestrated, and that's where my mind went.
Sure. I have not played. Actually, that's not true because I totally played the original Donkey Kong at Pixel Blast Arcade
Yeah.
in Lisle, Illinois,
Mhm.
Say hi to Terry for me.
owned by Trickman Terry and Paul Ojeda, two fantastic EGM alum. So I have played it recently, but I when the arcade archive of Donkey Kong came out, I had not played the original arcade Donkey Kong in I
some
couldn't
time.
tell you how long.
Okay.
So I didn't notice any audio problems with it back then.
Okay. So how does this one sound though? Is it?
It sounds
is it
fine
good?
to me.
Alright.
Again, I haven't played arcade Donkey Kong Jr. in, we'll say, decades.
Okay.
But it sounds fine to me. It sounds like I remember it.
Okay.
You know,
Alright.
it's Donkey Kong Jr. I like Donkey Kong Jr. It's hard though. That's a hard
Yeah.
game. I am not
I haven't played
good at Donkey Kong Jr. I played the NES version more
Yeah.
recently, and I believe the NES version is easier
Hmm.
than the arcade. But yeah, I saw John Riccardi, our good pal John Riccardi, was on the Twitter poo-pooing DK Jr.
Oh, really? Huh.
Mm-hmm. And yeah, I mean, I don't get it. I don't. I'm not going to hold it against you, Greg, or John.
Yeah.
But
Well, I'll sleep better knowing that.
but I enjoy. I'm glad it's out, and I'm. You know what? Even though we were just kind of poo-pooing it, I really hope Donkey Kong 3 makes an appearance on the arcade archives because I
That'd be
will
interesting.
buy it in a heartbeat.
I still want Popeye. Where's my Popeye?
You're never getting Popeye. You know
Man.
that, right?
Where is it?
Didn't we?
I mean, we've said that so many times now with Nintendo things. Like, it'll never happen. It's never.
Yeah, but it's a
gonna happen.
licensed game.
First
Didn't we
bounce
do the
never
math on
ends.
this show at some point? And isn't Popeye going into the public domain in the next couple of years?
I think you're right. It's like
So-
2023 or something.
It's a matter of time before we
yeah.
see Popeye.
I thought it was.
again.
I thought that was only, or no, it's already in public domain in Europe or something. It's not.
Yeah, it's something like that.
Because they're.
Release it in Europe, and then I can download it on. Go ahead.
Isn't
Like,
Disney
do
just
that.
going to get those laws changed at some point?
I don't know. I
Probably.
yeah.
But anyway, so you played Donkey Kong Jr.
I played Donkey Kong Jr. is good. I like it.
I have to pick that up.
I like Donkey Kong Jr.
Yeah.
Not as much math as I remember though. I seem to remember that game being mostly about
Mhm.
mathematics.
Yeah.
But
I never played that one either.
never played Donkey. Oh, well, I mean Donkey. It's Donkey Kong Jr. math. It's not good,
Yeah.
but valuable. I can tell you that
Huh.
much. That is a expensive game
I'll bet.
to get these days.
Yeah.
But that's it. I played a little more Monster Boy.
Monster Boy.
but I'm sure Greg can speak more.
That's
to
what
that.
I'm playing right now. While listening to you two go on about cereal and.
Oh man,
What else were we
Donkey
going
Kong
on
Jr.
about?
do you remember Smurfberry Crunch? That was a good cereal, right, guys?
I do.
um,
Pac-Man cereal. That was
yeah,
good.
yeah.
That was probably the one I ate the most of.
They sort of redid it when the Pokemon cereal came out. Basically,
yeah.
They
Pac-Man cereal.
released Pac-Man cereal when Pokemon came out.
Yeah, because there's that.
Pokemon cereal
That crossover.
tasted like Pac-Man
If you
cereal.
turn Pac-Man on
Tastes
his
like
side,
sugar. They all taste like sugary cardboard. What do you?
if you turn Pac-Man on his side, he kind of looks like Pikachu.
Kinda.
Is that the official company line or?
No, that is absolutely not the official company line. Oh man, but yeah, I don't know. Monster Boy, it's a really good game. Let me ask you this though, Greg. Was I just sucking at that game that night I was playing it, or does that game get tough?
That game gets tough.
Okay.
Whereabouts are you now?
I'm still very early in the game. I'm probably at a point where it shouldn't be as difficult as it was. But I'm sitting there playing, and but you know, I was kind of pushing myself to like get all the coins and stuff like that. I had found I was at a point where I found an enemy.
Mm-hmm.
And I forget what the enemy looked. Maybe it was was it a little money bag? There was an enemy that when I hit it, it would poop out a gold coin and then start running away from me. And I could chase it
like a golden mushroom.
Yes, it was a gold mushroom. And I could keep beating it and keep pooping out coins.
I honestly never figured out what you could do with that thing except to chase it and hit it.
Yeah, well, eventually, if you kill it, I mean, you know, obviously poops out a ton of coins as you're trying to kill it, but then when it finally dies, it turns into a money bag.
Okay,
so it's a good way to get a lot of money. And I was, for some reason, determined that I was going to get every single coin out of that thing as I'm chasing it through a hazard-filled level.
Yeah, because that's when you got the clouds flying over you, dropping bombs.
Yep, and there's like springs on the ground that will bounce you up like into the cloud enemy and stuff like that.
Yep.
And I was dying a lot trying to do it, and I don't know why I was so determined to I need to get all these coins. This is a thing that's happening. And my poor kid is watching me as I'm getting more and more frustrated. I'm trying to keep my cool because I got my kid watching me.
Yeah, it's important.
and I've had to have the we don't get angry at games. They're just games. Talk with him.
Yep.
But I'm getting a little flustered. And, at one point he kind of pats me on the shoulder and is like, "It's okay, Daddy. Just relax. You can do it." And I'm just like,
yeah, never mind.
Giving you the pep talk.
Yeah, thanks,
rubbing
dude.
your shoulders.
Thanks, buddy. Yeah.
If I want your help, I'll ask for it. Leave Daddy alone.
Go to your room.
If you touch me, I can't concentrate.
You're ruining it. This is your fault.
Go to your room.
Don't look at me. Don't look at me.
I'm hideous.
But yeah.
Yeah. So
we're transitioning into what Greg's been playing now.
Yeah, there's a ton of stuff that there's a ton of cleanup to do in that game.
Oh yeah.
And I don't know how many different forms you have yet. Do you know?
No, so far I just have the pig.
Okay, so there you've got a long way to go before you. There'll be a point that you can come back, and that'll be crazy easy.
Oh really? Okay.
Yeah.
So I guess I didn't realize there was going to be a ton of backtracking in this game.
I mean, you don't have to, but there's a ton. So I wasn't kidding. A couple weeks ago, I said this, and I don't know that I drove home the point well enough, but the different abilities for the different forms are really, really diverse, and they're all very specific.
Okay.
So, and as you get later into the game, when as you're making progress through later in the game, you'll get to sections where they want you to be changing forms constantly. But then when you go back to things like that, you'll realize almost immediately, it's like, oh, if I change into this form,
okay.
So they really want you to go back in different forms.
Okay.
And that's the other thing too, because I've been playing it more this week, and the other thing that I'm really starting to appreciate about this game is I feel like they actually change up the gameplay a fair amount when you get to new areas.
Yeah.
Like the area I'm in now, which has been really, I found really difficult, not unfair, but just like difficult. It's almost entirely puzzle based.
Oh, really?
So it's just it's basically like a one central room with like six branches, and they're all different puzzles, and they're all interconnected, and it's like it's very different. It's a very different experience than what's been happening previously in the game to this point.
Yeah.
So it actually at first it's a little irritating because it feels like your progress is stalled.
Mm-hmm.
But then, it's one of those things where it's like, okay, I'm going to go check this room. Don't really see what I need to do there. So I'll go to this room. No. And then you'll go like 4 or 5 of the rooms. Like, I feel like I've kind of hit a dead end. I'm missing something here. Like I've got to be missing something. But then you find that one little thing. It's like, got it. And like, then it sort of starts to gradually open up the other rooms. And then you start to realize how everything's connected. And yeah, so I've been in this one section for a few hours now, and I just actually beat the boss tonight before
really?
I got on here. So now I'm kind of in the middle of doing some cleanup there. My map exploration is at I'm looking at the screen right now at 83.6. So I'm getting close to the end because I haven't gone back and done a lot of the cleanup yet.
Yeah.
But yeah, I feel like I'm liking this so much that I think I am going to go back and do that. Besides which, the way they have the map set up in this game is so nice because if you just hit what is it, A, it gives you percentages on absolutely everything you need to collect in the game.
Oh, nice.
Like if you're in the map screen, you hit A, you'll get a list of like percentage of coin chests, resource chests, equipment chests, music sheets.
That's awesome.
How many out of 5 of all the different truffles, all the different golden weapon parts. So
nice.
Yeah,
that's a good game.
It is such a good game.
Yeah, CJ, you should pick that up.
I'm gonna have to get this game. Yeah,
you have.
You
to
should.
Get this. I don't know why you haven't yet.
Get Astrobot first.
Yeah,
Astrobot first.
Yeah.
If you, especially CJ, if you're going to be traveling, grab it for the Switch.
Oh yeah.
And like if you're on like a decently long plane ride, you'll fall in love with it, and then you won't want to stop playing it.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
It's really good.
Yeah,
cool.
So highly recommended for people who are going to spend time with family over the holiday.
It's more entertaining than your awful family.
Exactly. It's more entertaining. Terrible relatives.
Yeah.
So what else did I play? I played Leisure Suit Larry this week. I played through Leisure Suit Larry this week.
The original?
The OG?
Original. Yeah, the OG Leisure Suit Larry.
On what, Steam or something?
Yes.
Okay.
Grabbed the whole bundle on Steam.
Yeah.
Boy, I was doing it for my stream, and I really had some trouble with those questions at the beginning of the game.
real quick, was it the EGA version or
EGA,
the VGA?
Yeah.
Okay.
The old school. Yep.
Nice.
Which I think I'd only ever really experienced before in monochrome, because that's how I played it back in the day. But
yeah, so you have to answer trivia questions.
Yep. That's the age gate, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah. But the problem is that the trivia questions are written as though you were at least 18 years old in like 1986.
Yeah, exactly.
So it's a lot of
the answers.
Yeah, a lot of presidents from the 70s, and yeah, just a lot.
This
a lot
TV
of
show was a spin-off of Love American Style.
Right. And it's like, I mean, I remember it's really funny because as I was trying to start it up on the stream, I don't know why, because I kind of was preparing for the stream and I was like, well, I'm going to go in and look at these questions because I don't remember, if I'm going to need to look these up or what.
Right.
I went in and at the very first try, I breezed through it. I was like, oh, this is simple, no problem. And some of them are jokey questions as well.
Right.
So, it's like, it's no problem, I'm good. And then I start the stream, and I think I had to attempt 4 or 5 times because the way it works is you can only get 2 of them wrong. Well, the way it works is you get asked 5 questions, but if you get the last one wrong, you're screwed no matter what. But if you get 2 wrong during that whole sequence, it literally shuts the game off.
Oh,
it
man.
kicks you out of the game. So, but I finally made it through. But it was so funny because it really reminded me of when I played it as a kid, because that would have come out when I was 10.
Oh yeah.
So
yeah.
my buddy Dave and I, we were a little older than that, maybe like 12, sitting at his parents' computer. He had this bootleg copy of Leisure, because who the hell had actual copies of games?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Of Leisure Suit Larry, and us sitting there on his old 386 or 280. I don't even know what it was. It was an old computer with a monochrome monitor. Trying to answer, like, basically by process of elimination, trying to answer the questions and getting them wrong, and sort of write down the answers. But you couldn't just write down whether it was A, B, C, or D, because they would actually shuffle those. And there was a big database of questions, so it wasn't the same 5 questions every time. So we just had notes and notes of like, okay, if this comes up, then that's the answer, or we know it's not that anyway. So and it was funny because I played that this week, and then actually my friend Dave, who I played everything with when I was a kid, we haven't seen each other for quite a while because he's living in Toronto now. He was home. He's home for the holidays, so I actually went and spent like the whole evening hanging out with him last night, and we were literally in his parents' house, and we were like standing right there where we used to sit and play Leisure Suit Larry, and I was like, oh man, I gotta tell you, I'm playing it this week, and it was pretty cool.
That's hilarious.
So, yeah, it's great memories.
By the way, do you guys know which TV show was a spinoff of Love American Style?
The Love Boat.
CJ?
I don't think I know.
Happy Days. The answer is Happy Days. Yep. Right. There you go.
I don't know what Love American Style was, but
it was an old TV show.
Yeah.
Yeah. Happy Days spun off of it.
What else have I been playing this week? Oh, I've been playing more Boy and His Blob, the Way Forward version.
The Way Forward one? Yeah.
Yeah. Mostly because of the warm hugs.
On Steam or Wii, or
I was going to be playing it on Wii, and I couldn't find, actually on the Wii U. Couldn't find the sensor bar, because of course, even when you're playing Wii games on the Wii U, you got to have a sensor bar, because you can't even get into the Wii interface unless you're using a Wii remote.
Can't you use the gamepad for that?
Yes, what I'm saying is you can't start it up because you need to get into the Wii interface, the Wii front end on the Wii U, and the only way to do that is to point a Wii remote at the screen and hit the button.
Yeah,
and if you can't do that because you don't have a sensor bar, then you can't get into the game.
Okay. Gotcha.
So I was like, "Oh, this sucks," and then noticed that I think that the game was like $450 on PlayStation 4. So I've been playing it on PlayStation 4.
Oh, okay, nice.
I think it was a fun little game. I enjoyed the first game too.
Yeah,
but
I never finished that game. I really dug it, but I kind of. Like, my interest in it kind of petered out as it went.
Well, that's just it. And I don't know if I was the same way. And I don't know if it was because it got too hard and I didn't like that, or if something else came out that I just put it down.
Yeah.
So playing it on Tuesday nights on the stream for the past couple of weeks, and I'm going to keep playing it until I finish it, because I think I'm about halfway through now.
Okay.
Yeah, it's just a fun little game. I mean, they took the cool bits from the original David Crane game. It was the first game that David Crane's company Absolute released for the NES. They took the cool bits, which was throwing the jelly beans to the blob so that he could change shape.
Yeah.
But they took out all the crap, which was especially the limited number of jelly beans.
Oh, right.
So now you've got an unlimited number of jelly beans, and they also reduce the ones that you have, because in the David Crane game you had all of them. A whole bunch of different flavors. So I should say the idea behind Boy and His Blob is obviously you feed this blob different colored jelly bean, different flavored jelly beans, and he turns into different things, like a ladder or a bowling ball, or just useful items like a parachute, things like that. And in the original David Crane NES game, you had a ton of jelly beans, different flavors, and you had to cycle through them using select.
Yeah.
Which I always found funny, because I actually did a video on that game a while back, doing a little bit of research in an interview with David Crane, and he said, like, his big thing that he didn't like about games back then was that to access submenus, you needed to go into this big menu screen, and he didn't like that. He wanted something that felt more intuitive. So his solution was to have this list of jelly beans that you had to tap select, and of course, if you miss it, it only goes in one direction.
Right.
So it's like you've got to go through the next 30 flavors again.
Bring it back around the horn, yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, this Way Forward update that came out 2007, 8, something like that.
It was late Wii, right?
It was late Wii, yeah. They took out the limited number of jelly beans, and they also give you only certain flavors per level, so it's it's easier to do. One other thing. Oh, and the other thing that I have found interesting, because as I'm playing this, of course, the people in my chat are there, and there's, I forget who it is, but there's one person who's really, really into this game and telling me about things like I had never noticed before, but in that game, Blob can turn red. He starts to turn red. And also, you have a hug button, which is adorable.
Right.
Like, if you're standing near the Blob and you hit the hug button, he just gives them a nice big squeeze, and Blob smiles. And
it's very cute.
Very serves no purpose whatsoever. But apparently it was supposed to. So there was apparently this whole system that they had in the game where when Blob got upset, you'd have to go give him a hug so that he would calm down. They took it out, but they left in the hug, and they left in the fact that he turns red sometimes when he gets frustrated. But there's no real point to it. Just in the mechanic's gone. Yeah,
crazy.
So anyway,
did you know, Greg, that there was going to be a Boy and His Blob game for the DS? Back before
I want to say I did.
Yeah, back before the Way Forward game.
Yes.
Yeah, they had like I think a prototype going. There's certainly screenshots of it out there.
They showed it off at E3.
Yeah, they had like
I remember seeing a big poster for that version.
Yeah, they had like key art and stuff like that. Yeah,
it was terrible art.
Oh yeah, it looked awful. It looked awful. Not anywhere as nice as the Way Forward version for sure.
Oh, and that's the other thing. I mean, playing it now, it's kind of noticeable that it's a lower resolution. But man, what a pretty game.
Yeah.
The animation is just fantastic. As usual, I mean, it's Way Forward.
That's Way Forward, yeah. And Greg, you'll be pleased to know that if you go to Nintendo.com, they have their online store, and you can buy new Wii sensor bars for $10.
Well, actually, honestly, and Trash Turkey in the which is a great name, by the way, in the channel, reminded me that actually the Wii U controller is a sensor bar.
That's what I said.
But I didn't have it hooked up proper. Like, I didn't even think about it. So whatever. I bought it on the PlayStation 4. It's more convenient that way, less of a hassle. So
there you go.
One less system I've hooked up.
Nice.
That's it. Okay. That's all I've been playing.
Yeah.
Well, I continued my hours in Sea of Thieves, of course. Logged in. I played with Jeff Solomon, listener and guest host a few weeks ago.
Yeah.
Jeff Solomon joined us on a galleon, and we did some skeleton ships and a fort. It was really fun, and he got a bunch of achievements because I guess the last time he played it was in the launch week, or like the period right after launch when the achievements were not firing. So when he came back, then he got all the achievements that he had gotten months ago.
There was a bunch of you'd log on, and it was like all your achievements from your previous session would fire.
That's funny.
Yeah. So we had a lot of fun with that. And then the other night, I posted a video of this to Twitter, and I'll link to it in the show notes. But we did one of them skeleton forts with another crew, another 4-player ship. And they took the Mega Keg, which is a new item in the game that is 3 times as powerful as the normal explosive barrel in the game. And so they took that as their half of the fort loot after we finished up. Went back to an outpost. They had a hard time getting back to the outpost. They hit an island, and then they rammed into the outpost.
Oh, jeez.
At full tilt, and then they sank. So when your ship sinks in Sea of Thieves, it basically puts all of your loot in the water, and your ship despawns. So I took that opportunity to take out my sniper rifle, which I've only used like twice in the game, and I played a lot of the game, and I've only used the sniper twice. I pulled out the sniper rifle, aimed at the Mega Keg, because they also said as we left the other island, they had 2 of them on board. They had 2 Mega Kegs on board.
Jeez.
Pointed my sniper at the Mega Keg and blew it up, killing half of their crew.
Nice.
In the process. And then we took their loot and cashed it in, and they were pretty upset. They came sailing back. They were not happy. But we sank them a second time, and then
man.
That's
But
amazing.
we were still allied with them, so they got 50%. They got their half of the fort. Really, we just got more of the loot. They shouldn't have sank. If they hadn't have sunk, I wouldn't have been able to get that sweet sniper shot off and kill half their crew.
Jeez.
That's all I'm saying.
Phil's doing a great job pretending he's listening.
I've noticed that.
I'm on Facebook.
I know, right?
Anyway, what I think we should do now is tweet.
Oh man, that's crazy.
Wait, I said we should do tweets.
That's wild.
It's time for tweets.
Cool, man. That's
tweets.
That's pretty cool.
Man, I can't believe that happened.
Hold on, let me get the soundboard up here.
What a piratey game that is. Tweet.
There we go. We had to get to it somehow.
There you go.
All right. Let's do this one from Hacker Alias Jeff Solo. Jeff Solomon. As I was just saying.
You just can't stop talking about that guy.
Can't stop talking about
your
Jeff.
New best friend. Does Mike have some competition now?
There you go.
Now that you used up Mike and all of his funds,
I'm gonna make Jeff Solomon buy an Xbox One X2.
Spend him and defriend him. That's CJ's MO.
He says, "How do you deal with gamer fatigue? Lately, every game tastes like dirt."
Well, that's
stop
licking them first of all.
Yeah, those Switch games are not meant for that.
Yeah, Switch games have that coating on them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so you might want to watch that.
It's full of nutrients, though. Tastes terrible, but it'll keep you healthy.
You know how I stopped gamer fatigue?
Learn to love the bomb.
I stopped being a professional video game reviewer.
That's right.
And you guys know I'm not kidding with that.
I know.
Let's be honest, you were never really a professional video game reviewer.
Well, I mean, I
think that's a pretty
to the office.
You were pretty
unprofessional.
Yeah.
You were like a highly paid amateur.
Well, what more can you want, really?
Overpaid amateur.
There you go.
This is video game reviewing.
Yeah, you're right. Sorry,
come on.
You were a paid amateur.
Yeah. Gamer fatigue.
Stop playing for a while.
Stop playing for a while, or
maybe read a book. Why don't you go outside?
Read a book.
Take a break.
Go outside.
Take a break.
Are there bears outside?
Yes, I've heard. I don't know where they are, which is why
I don't know. I've never been out there.
There's talk of it, but I've certainly not seen it.
Or if you have a game that you go back to every now and again, it's like a comfort food play or whatever, like Ocarina of Time, or something you have a really good memory of.
Something a little shorter than Ocarina of Time.
Okay, so maybe something a little shorter than Ocarina of Time, but yeah, it's the same kind of thing, right?
Yeah, no, that's a good point.
Or I go back and play Rock Band whenever I'm feeling fatigued.
Yeah, something like that. It's like I'll go back and play like Guitar Man or like Streets of Rage 2 or something that's one sitting, really short. Don't really have to think about it. Just enjoy it. And yeah,
it's true. You don't want to be fatigued by games. I mean,
or again, just don't play for a while.
Yeah, take a break. All right, let's do this one from a Hacker Alias Casa Laza, who says, "Hey P1 Podcast.
That's us.
I was at the library today and noticed they have a video game section. Have any of you ever taken a video game out of the library? And if so, which game?"
Nope.
I only have to imagine that none of us have ever taken a video game out of the library.
I didn't know you could do so until a couple of years ago.
Yeah, a couple of years ago. And I think, around the time, we used to call them video rental stores. That was really our library. Now that those are gone,
that wasn't really our library. Let's come on. We had libraries.
Okay. We had
books
libraries,
and research.
And we also had video stores.
Yeah, libraries were for books and research.
Yeah, video stores are for video games and R-rated movies. Yeah,
video games and beaded curtains.
Beaded curtain, or the saloon doors.
The saloon
that have the really loud creak.
Yep.
Make sure that somebody notices when you're going in there. Yeah.
I always regret that I wasn't really old enough to go into those areas before video stores kind of stopped being a thing.
Yeah. Same.
So
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah, I've read it, and we still do borrow movies, DVDs, and things from the library. My
Oh,
kids
yeah.
mostly.
Okay.
Yeah, but no, I've never borrowed a game.
Have not. No. All right. Let's do this one from hacker alias Doug R. Dickinson, who says,
Double D.
what's your favorite Christmas memory from your time working in the games industry? Anything funny / memorable stand out from the holiday seasons while working at gaming mags / sites?
The year we moved to San Francisco, I found out that I was not going to get my work visa renewed.
Mm-hmm.
It was going to be fairly soon after Christmas. So, because I needed to pony up the cash to move back to Halifax, I couldn't afford to go home for Christmas that year.
Uh-huh.
That's like my only Christmas memory from working in the games industry. It was a terrible memory.
And
I'll tell you
one.
what. I'll tell you
Mhm.
what. That was when I was rooming with Greg Ford and Shane Bettenhausen, and they were both gone home for Christmas, and I sat and wallowed in my own self pity and watched TNT's or TBS's Christmas Story Marathon. I think I watched that movie about 90 times.
Yeah.
In like that Christmas season. So fell in love with that movie, weirdly enough.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's like I don't really have any gaming industry related Christmas memories except, flying home for Christmas.
Yeah. I think because working at a video game magazine anyway, you did your holiday issue in October.
Yeah.
Like that was done and shipped. So
yeah, you're already working on February.
you were working on February. And I think EGM in the early 2000s, we switched doing our Game of the Year awards to actually like deciding them after the calendar year was done, right?
Mm-hmm.
So they came out in like the February March issue or something like that.
Yeah.
But I mean, I would say from that time, at the time, it really did suck to have to review 20 games at a time. But speaking of gaming fatigue, right? 20 games in a month. It's tough. But I used to love working on those issues because I remembered early mid 90s getting those huge EGMs from the holiday season and just pouring through page after page. Like I remember loving those magazines. So getting to work on them, truly a treat.
Yeah, agreed.
And by the early 2000s, we didn't have to write about Dragonheart or Bubsy 3D or any of the other stuff that we were forced to write about in the mid to late 90s. So yeah, I would say that. But usually like we had the time from Christmas to New Year's off. A lot of people who moved to Illinois or San Francisco from out of state went home, like you were saying.
Yeah.
And so yeah, there was a lot of vacation time happening.
Doug is actually in the chat and he's saying that he'll never forget the Too Many Games issue. That was a fantastic issue. We were so proud of that issue.
Yeah.
And it was so much fun to make that issue. Like, yeah, loved that.
Absolutely. Yeah. And the Xbox versus GameCube issue was great too. That's a big, big issue as well. Alrighty, let's do this one from, what should we? Let's do this one from hacker alias Georgie Boy, who says, "What is the most difficult yet satisfying game you guys ever completed?" For me, it was Cuphead. That's what Georgie says.
Yeah, that'd be a good one. I don't know. This would have been like quite a while ago because I don't normally stick with games that I find too difficult at this point.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. For me, I'm gonna say back in the day, I finished Toe Jam and Earl on a day that I was sick home from school.
Toe Jam and Earl
And-
wasn't hard though.
Well, it was hard to find time to do it because you had to do it in one stretch, right? There wasn't
Sure.
wasn't a save or anything.
Yeah.
So you had to find like an uninterrupted time when you could play it. And for me, that was when I was at home sick from school.
That's fair.
So
I
Hey, what'd I miss?
I would say just so read the question again, CJ.
I'll read the question again. All right. What is the most difficult yet satisfying game you guys have ever completed? For me, it was Cuphead.
Ooh.
I would say like probably some of the Mega Man games because kind of like what Phil actually like Mega Man 9 or 10 I think would be a good more recent one for me. And it's recent, but because Phil has talked about this multiple times where people find those games really difficult, and they are, they can be, but they're also very doable,
right?
If you practice. And I mean, with the older Mega Mans, like this past year, I actually ran through all of the Mega Man games, like all of the main series.
Yeah.
And some of them were pretty tough, especially when you get into like the Super Nintendo game. I found that game really, really difficult, but I did beat it.
Yeah.
And Mega Man and Bass I found really difficult as well.
Oh yeah.
So I'd say probably those ones. And 9 and 10. 9 and 10 though, I really felt like was it Inti Creates that made those?
Yeah.
They got it right because there are so many moments in both of those games where you get into an area and you're looking at it and you attempt it like 2 or 3 times and you're in your head, you're like, this is impossible. Like there's no way, no way I'm going to do this.
Right.
But it would only take like, for me, but like 4 or 5 tries at most in some stages, and not usually even that much.
Yeah.
Stop and think about it and break it down a little bit. It's like, okay, like I just need to stop panicking here and I need to wait for this here and this, and manage to get through it completely. And so I would say that those probably are some of the most satisfying because of the way the design worked. Like, you didn't have to go look up a walkthrough to see how to do it properly. You could just sit and really break down the problem and get through it in most of those games.
You know what I'm going to say is the old NES Ninja Gaiden.
Learning the spawn points of the eagles or whatever those birds were.
Oh yeah, learning just getting the timing down. Spawning them and like jumping over them at just the right moment, or
figuring out that they would always home in on you. They could fly in from the right and always home in on you. So if you crouched and swung right at the right moment, you'd always kill them. And
Yep. I played that game so much back when it came out, and it was super difficult.
But not impossible.
But not impossible. And I mean, I played it. I got good at it. Like I could get through huge stretches of it without taking a hit.
Figuring out how to do the wall climb.
Oh yeah.
And feeling like Superman once you knew how to do it right.
Yeah, just kind of slowly jumping your way straight up.
Yep.
Yeah. But no, that was a difficult game. But yeah, I mean, I hesitate to say mastered it back in the day, but I kind of mastered Ninja Gaiden back in the day. My skills have atrophied. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
But man, I played the heck out of that game.
And Phil, while you were away there, we had another question about favorite Christmas memory from our time working in the games industry.
I had a really happy one.
What was? Well, I don't want to make you guys repeat what you guys.
I couldn't afford to go home for Christmas.
Oh yeah, yeesh.
Mine was working on those huge holiday issues.
Yeah, I don't really have much of holiday memories hopping into my head from those old days. I mean, we usually took
time off.
Took that time off. Yeah, so it's like,
I mentioned that. Because our holiday issues were over.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, with lead time. Yeah, it's like September and October is when you're working all those late hours doing all those huge issues.
Yeah.
By the time December actually rolls around, you're just kind of like you're working on like the February issue, which is a pamphlet.
That's right.
So you're just kind of like
pamphlet. Yeah.
That's when you take your 2-hour lunches to go just
Christmas shopping.
browse Toys R Us for a while.
Yeah.
Hit up Best Buy, but yeah,
Nothing.
not that I can think of.
All right.
Sorry.
Let's do this one from Mac Rayleigh's Trash Turkey. So instead of milk and cookies, you are going to give Santa a video game this year. Which game do you give him and why? It can be new or old.
Cookies and Cream for PS2.
It's the best answer.
Just because it's thematically close.
Yep.
To what you're supposed to give.
The Grinch for PS1 by Konami. Yeah. I had to review that game.
Did you really?
Christmas Nights.
Yeah. Ooh, Christmas Nights.
Is there a better answer?
I don't think so.
Actually, you know what? I'm going to say this. Die Hard, the arcade game. Die Hard Arcade is the ultimate Christmas video game. Prove me wrong.
Don't at me, bro.
Yeah. Well, that puts us perfectly into this one. Hank Rayleigh, Skinny Matt K says, "What Christmas movie is the most overrated, and which one is the most underappreciated?"
Most overrated.
Most overrated. I guess the kind of obvious answer here would be like either Christmas Story or friggin' Wonderful Life.
So with the Christmas Story, you'd be wrong.
Christmas
Story
is great.
Christmas Story is great. So back in the day, my parents, we back in Chicago. If you grew up in the late 80s or whatever, and you had parents who listened to the radio, you probably listened to WGN radio.
Okay.
And my parents often took a lot of movie suggestions from WGN. Some good, some bad. Like we ended up watching that movie My Life as a Dog. I don't know if you've ever seen that, but anyway, there's a scene where a kid gets his thing stuck in a Coke bottle.
You can say penis.
Penis. Anyway, so they talked up Christmas Story big time.
Okay.
On the radio, and we joined the Columbia House Video Club.
Oh my
baby!
To get a copy of A Christmas Story on VHS, because A Christmas Story on VHS was priced for rental, which meant it was like $100, right?
I bet you a lot of people don't remember that was a thing.
That was a price for rental.
VHS days, yeah, there were some movies that were only priced for rentals. They were hundreds of dollars to buy a tape.
In fact, it was very rare that a movie would come out priced for the average Joe.
The first one I really remember seeing in stores was Batman. Tim Burton's Batman.
Yeah.
That's the first one that pops into my head where it's like you can go buy this for like $20.
Right.
Or less. I think it was less.
Yeah. Here, $20.
Yeah, and there's a joke, I think, in an early episode of Seinfeld where George loses a movie and the price is $100. Whoa, $100? Yeah.
I remember
generation won't get that.
A buddy, I keep interrupting your story, I'm sorry, but I remember a buddy of mine when I was a kid saved up his money so he could buy a VHS copy of Transformers the movie.
Oh, yeah.
He knew somebody who was a wholesaler. Still had to pay rental price. So it was still like over $100, but it was like a big deal.
So the Columbia House thing, you could select. It was one of those things. They did this for cassette tapes and CDs back in the day too, where you could select like 6 for a penny or whatever.
Right.
So we did that. We basically got A Christmas Story, and my parents probably still have the tape at this.
Oh man,
I'm sure they do. It's probably completely disintegrated at this point, but yeah, it had like a big cardboard box too.
Yeah.
It was like one of the non-standard.
Oh wow.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
But yeah.
Put pornos in.
Exactly.
You know what? You know what's really sad, CJ? I'll bet you any money that tape probably plays better in an old VCR than some of your oldest DVDs do right now.
No,
still had some. True. I have so many old DVDs that just don't play anymore.
Oh man.
Oh really?
Yeah.
That sucks. But A Christmas Story is not overrated.
No, Christmas Story is great.
Yeah,
great movie.
It's overplayed
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
because what, like one of the networks does like a 24-hour run of it.
What we were talking about earlier.
Yes.
Basically what I
Yeah.
watched that year that I couldn't go home for Christmas. But
Yeah.
it's way overplayed. So
Yeah.
I can see
Yeah.
being sick of it, but I don't think it's overrated.
You know what?
But Santa Claus 2 is overrated.
I'm gonna
Santa Claus 2.
make some enemies here.
Here we go.
Okay.
Die Hard's not a Christmas movie.
I'm gonna make some enemies here, and it's
Don't
nothing
say
to do with Die Hard.
Die
I'm
Hard's
gonna
a
make
great
some
movie.
enemies here. Home Alone's not a good movie.
I agree with
agree.
that. I agree that Home Alone.
Home Alone is a good movie if you were like 6 or 7 when it came out.
Mhm.
Yep.
But other than that, Home Alone is kind of a crap movie.
I completely agree with you.
So,
But that's just it. It's
My daughter loves it though.
for 6 or 7 year olds. Yeah, my kids love it as well. Absolutely adore it.
and again, if you were like 6 or 7 when it came out, I'm sure you're on the internet right now saying how it is like
The
the
best.
ultimate best movie. But no,
Yeah.
it's not. It's
And you've
not a good
seen-
movie.
Have you seen Macaulay Culkin has been making the rounds?
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
He's-
yeah. He was on Angry Video Game Nerd.
Yeah,
Was he on? I think he was. Did I hear he was on Red Letter Media? Something with them
probably.
as well. Ladies and gentlemen, and welcome our special guest for this week.
Yeah, that'd be amazing.
We couldn't get Macaulay Culkin, but we did get the kid who was in Home Alone 4. So
Home Alone 4.
That's great.
yeah. But
All right,
yeah.
underappreciated.
Not a movie, but Emmett Otter's Jug Band Christmas.
Yeah.
Don't roll your eyes at me, you Canadian piece of Christmas coal.
I got something for you to watch, Phil.
What's that?
Christmas thing. I think it was a Canadian thing.
Yeah.
Let me just go
Is
make
it-
sure I have the names of this right.
Is it the Degrassi Christmas special?
No,
Is it the Raccoons Christmas?
it was called George and the Christmas Star.
George
No,
and
it
the
wasn't.
Christmas.
Yes, it is. That's right. George and the Christmas Star.
George and the Christmas Star. All I'm saying, Jim Henson Productions, Emmett Otter's Jug Band Christmas is the best. And CJ hates it when I type.
I do.
I'm typing right now. I'm
That's
looking
okay.
up George and the Christmas Star
Maybe it's not a Canadian thing, but I remember seeing.
George
I thought it was
and the Christmas Star.
It's about this guy
yeah.
who decorates his tree and decides he wants a great star, so he builds
Uh-huh.
a spaceship so he can go to
Okay.
space and get the North. I think it's the North Star. Christmas
Okay.
star is what he's trying to get.
Okay.
And yeah, it's not good,
Yeah.
but I love it because I remember
Yeah.
seeing it as a kid, and for some reason I just really enjoyed it.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to. There's a. I think it's a. Like
This is some crude animation, dude.
Oh, yeah.
It's on YouTube.
I'm trying to remember
I
who
mean-
did, because there's one person. Oh, Paul Anka
Really?
was the executive music consultant, and I believe he performed all of the songs.
Wow.
Yeah, which it doesn't fit at all.
That's really weird.
But anyway, yeah.
You know what? Another.
I watch it every year, and I don't know why. My kids hate it. I just,
That's
I just watch it every year.
amazing. The another underrated, again, not a movie, but a Christmas special, is "'Twas the Night Before Christmas," which
Yeah,
it's a Rankin Bass Christmas special, but it's not one of their. It's an animated one. It's not one of their stop
think
motion
I've seen
ones. This is the one. It's the one with the family of mice
yes,
that live in this town, and the mouse's the son, who is kind of an asshole. He's kind of the brainy Smurf of this mouse
Okay.
family. He breaks a clock in the town, and for some reason, this clock is essential to force Santa Claus to visit the town on Christmas Day. So this mouse kid has ruined Christmas, so they have to fix the clock. And it's a great. I mean, I love the Rankin Bass stuff anyway. Pretty much anything Rankin Bass does, be it their Christmas specials or The Hobbit or the Coneheads cartoon.
oh god,
Rankin Bass did a Coneheads cartoon.
Nice.
Yeah, it's yeah. But yeah, I'm a big fan of that.
MST 3K Christmas episodes.
All of them. Yeah.
I mean, just watch the whole thing, really.
Yeah. Santa Claus Conquers the Martians.
Yeah.
Santa Claus. The Mexican kids movie.
That's right. And last year's the Christmas that almost wasn't.
Christmas that almost wasn't. Yeah.
Terrible movie, but funny episode.
No, those are all great.
Yes, indeed.
Yeah.
All right, let's wrap up with this one.
This is always a good one. See, every time CJ says that, you can guarantee.
Yeah.
With hacker alias Flagrantly Nerdy, who says, when I was a youngster, I asked Santa for an Atari and I got a ColecoVision. What are some gifts for which you remember having to do the disappointment poker face?
Any article of clothing when I was a kid?
Yeah, that's.
Oh, look, new socks.
I was lucky enough that my parents anyway didn't get me any like terrible video games, because usually it was one game, right?
Yeah,
right.
I provided them like a list of a few, like 3 games, and if I got 1 game for Christmas, that was amazing. So
yeah, if you've heard my Blaster Master story, you know that I was not one to do the poker disappointment poker face. Yeah, I did not.
Yeah,
I did not have that ability. Now I don't. I mean, other than the obvious, which wasn't even a Christmas, that was a birthday present. But I don't remember getting any like notoriously bad presents. I mean, certainly you'd get like the sweater or something that you were just like, okay. But even my parents knew that, like, yeah, we're going to see the sweater and we're just going to kind of shrug and move on to the toys.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. Those were like, you got those gifts because you needed that stuff.
Right.
Exactly. Yeah.
Because you knew that they wanted to give it to you. Or I mean, they thought it was like a good present. But
right.
For me, like, I don't remember I didn't get a lot of games as presents, because by the time we had an NES, my brother and I both had paper routes.
Oh.
So we could buy our own games. Now, we couldn't buy a lot of them.
Yeah.
Right? But we were renting games all the time.
Yeah.
So the only 2 times I remember getting games as presents, one was Fall of the Foot Clan for the Game Boy.
Nice.
Which I loved, but I finished in like 15 minutes.
Yeah. It was, you know what though?
It was a great game.
It was a solid Game Boy game.
It looked really good.
Yeah, it did.
Really nice graphics for a Game Boy game.
Big chunky sprites.
Yeah. And Double Dragon for the Game Boy.
Oh yeah.
Which I adored.
I played that one like crazy. Yeah.
Oh yeah. So those are the only 2 games I remember really getting. Everything else I kind of went out and bought myself.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah, same. Yeah.
Tailspin for the Genesis, getting that would suck. Yes, Doug in the chat was talking about that.
Yes,
I never played the Genesis Tailspin game.
Not a good game.
No.
Yeah.
It was no Quackshot.
No, not at all.
Man, Quackshot was good.
So good.
Mm-hmm.
Alrighty, and that is our show for this week. Thank you very much for listening. If you have a question for us or would like to comment on something you heard, you can direct that to @PO1 Podcast on the Twitter, or you can go to our internet website at player1podcast.com. There you'll find our contact information. You'll find Generation 16 episodes as they are released. You will find links and stuff in our show notes for each episode. You have links to the stuff that we talked about. So hit that up for sure. And there is a link to our Discord server where you can discuss this episode and other video games also, by the way, with us and our other listeners.
I didn't even forgot I didn't even get to mention my new Oculus Go.
Oh yeah,
this week.
Did you get one?
I'm diving into VR like hardcore.
Oh, I want to get one of those so bad.
Got it. Oculus.
Yes, VR. You get a taste, and now you're all whole hog into it.
Well, yeah, I mentioned this on the Twitter. I won this. I got this from a contest.
Yeah,
I did not buy this. Months ago, I think, like back during the summer, I entered a sweepstakes sponsored by Mountain Dew and Doritos, of course.
Of course.
Of
Yeah.
course.
Yeah.
And you could select from various prizes that you would want in various categories. They had like a sporting category where you could win like tickets to a sport game, or they had like an outdoors category where you could win a kayak. Is that an outdoor?
What would you do?
Is that a thing?
Is that a thing you use outdoors? I don't know, something like. But they had a like a technology one, and you could choose. You could win. And the prizes were all, you know, the super generic names. So it was like you could win a tablet,
Yeah.
retail value, not an iPad, or you could win a virtual reality headset, which I think they listed the retail value at like $200. And I was like, you know what? This was before I was even considering getting the PlayStation VR, but I was like, sure, I'll say VR helmet. I don't know what kind it is. It's probably one of those crappy cardboard things you slide your iPhone into.
Yep.
But several well, this was back in the summer when I entered, and then maybe like a month or so ago, I got a notice saying, "Congratulations, you won. Expect your prize in the mail." And that was all the details, and it showed up yesterday, and it turned out it was an Oculus Go.
That's cool.
So you used it at all yet?
Yeah, I just I have no idea what I'm going to do with it.
Yeah.
I have ideas, but I'm not saying I'm on the show.
Send it to you, right?
If you're not going to use it.
No, I've been I put Netflix on it. I put Hulu on it. I put YouTube on it. I put Pluto TV on it.
I love the idea behind those. I think they're great for somebody who, you know, wants to. I've always been interested in using the sort of the cell phone, like the cell phone style.
Right.
I have an iPhone, so that's not a thing. You know, and I don't want to spend hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of dollars on gear to set up a PC VR setup. So yeah, I like the idea behind them.
Yeah, I was looking through the games, because they have games, you can buy games for it. Because this thing, for those who don't know, this is a completely autonomous device. It doesn't hook up to your computer or anything. Yeah. It's its own little standalone.
I didn't have any appointments from today at 10:34.
Oh, there you go. CJ doesn't have any appointments today.
Yeah.
I don't
Weird.
That seems strange. Seems like a guy like you would have plenty of appointments.
Yeah. You would figure.
Yeah. So maybe your life isn't as busy as you claim it is.
It's not.
But I don't know any of the games on there. Like, they have Thumper. You can get Thumper for the thing. But I already have that for PlayStation VR. But like all the other games seem like kind of crappy cell phone games is what it seems like. Yeah. So I don't know if I'm gonna do much with this thing other than watch like Netflix and Hulu. But you know, for free. For free, you know, I'll take it. But yeah.
Phil, what are you watching? Cartoons?
Huh? Okay, yeah. This is a really good episode of Bob's Burgers. Leave me alone. You know, H. John Benjamin starts doing his thing, and I can't control what happens next.
I can't get enough.
You know? Oh,
yeah.
My goodness. Hey, if you'd like to subscribe to the Player One Podcast, you can do so by visiting playeronepodcast.com or by loading up Apple's iPod application. You can also head over to the App Store and invest $1.99
cheap
to pick up the Player One Podcast iPhone application. It gives you one-touch communication with us via the emails, the Twitters, the what have you. I'm sick. It's hard to talk for extended periods of time. You also have all of our episodes ready to stream right to your listening device. And hey, Android cell phone, telephone users, Player One Podcast. Oh, crap. See? iPhone application is available for your listening device for the same $1.99.
Also cheap.
on Stitcher, we're on Spotify. You can like us
Everything.
on Facebook, wherever, man. What you got? Sure, we can do it, man. You can check out archives of our show and watch us live most weeks on the youtubes.com/P1 podcast. And if you've liked what you've heard, and how could you can head right over to patreon.com/player1 or P is it P1?
P1
podcast.
podcast.
Yeah, P1 podcast. Patreon.com/P1 podcast. Throw a few shekels our way. It keeps me loaded up on Mountain Dew and Doritos, where I will hopefully win more valuable prizes.
Yeah.
I also won a Mountain Dew contest back in 2007 that was tied in to the first live action Transformers movie.
Oh,
I won
Mountain Dew and Doritos is how I won my Xbox 360.
Look at this.
They just can't stop giving.
Player One
Can't
podcast
stop.
brought to you by Mountain Dew and Doritos. Mountain Dew and
We
Doritos,
should look into that.
taste the difference. That may not be their tagline.
anymore.
No.
But it should.
I won, I won the old Transformers Mountain Dew prize. I won a Transformer. It was an old, it was a G1 Optimus Prime figure,
Nice.
but instead of his trailer,
Oh no.
he had a flatbed that could hold a couple cans of Pepsi Cola, and he had Pepsi insignias on his robot mode. He's
Let us sell out.
affectionately known. I believe the official name on the toy is Pepsi Optimus Prime. So
All right.
Opta Pepsi Prime.
yeah, I totally got Pepsi Prime from Mountain Dew, 11 years ago. Hey, if you have a couple bucks left over, head over to generation-16.com where you can help support Greg Stewart's outstanding web show about North America's favorite runner-up, the Sega Genesis.
Thank you, Phil.
Thank you for your wonderful and educational show.
Aw.
Do we have a I know your next one's Wonder Boy. Your
Mm-hmm.
next episode's Wonder Boy. Do we have a time estimate?
Yeah, soon.
Soonish.
It's kind of been on hold. Been working on another project all week, so been on hold
Okay.
this week, and
Okay,
Christmas.
I understand.
But now that that's over, I'll be able to jump back into that. Although
Groovy.
I don't
What?
know,
What?
because the next few days, not only is it Christmas, which can be busy, especially when
Right.
you got kids,
You got Boxing
Um,
Day too coming up.
and I've got Boxing Day and our national holiday Boxing Day. We have to put together our top 5 games of the year. Next
That's
week's
right.
episode is our top 5 of 2018.
Oh my!
So
It is.
yeah, gotta do some thinking.
All right. Thinking and planning.
Mm.
Indeed.
Yes. CJ,
Yeah.
thank you so much.
Thank you, Phil.
I try.
Yes.
Gregory,
Yo,
thank you so much.
thank you, Phil, and Merry Christmas.
Don't patronize me.
CJ, Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas
go.
to you, Greg.
You guys should go see that Spider-Man movie.
I'm going to this
I've
week.
heard
I'm
it's
taking the
good.
kids to
That
see
new
it.
one is good.
Yeah.
Jeez Louise.
All righty.
We'll see everyone later.
Next week.
Happy
Toodles.
holidays.
Bye bye.
Toodles.
Bye.